This is the weekend edition of Ifiber One News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Alan Troop. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of Ifiber One News.
From the Ifiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is Ifiber One News, your number one source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is Ifiber One News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about how People for People are pitching in during the holiday season. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
Lonely seniors at Columbia Crest Center in Moses Lake, some without families, will enjoy a better Christmas thanks to the staff at People for People. The agency's employees donated more than $130 to buy gifts for those in need. Selected residents opened the gifts last week at Columbia Crest Nursing Home. Santa delivered the gifts on Friday, making for some happy residents. Rosenda Henley, mobility coordinator with People for People, said several residents at the agency were happy to adopt seniors for Christmas.
We at People for People strive to live up to our mission statement, and with the holidays approaching, we took the opportunity to reach out to our community to help people or families in need. For the holiday season, we were given the opportunity to help a family of 8 as well as a few residents in a nursing facility here in Moses Lake.
People for People staffers have been adopting seniors at Columbia Crest for several years. People for People provides transportation services for the general public and those with special needs. It also provides employment, training, and information services. The agency also provides Medicaid and transportation services. Ronnie Smith, admissions director with Columbia Crest, said People for People makes the difference for the nursing home's residents they help.
They impact not just one person, but they impact several people with their generosity and their spirit of giving. So we very much appreciate it, and they make a huge difference to our residents and the families here.
Smith shared the sad stories behind many of the senior residents that People for People adopts.
Some of them don't have families, some of them have family that's out of the area, but we just try to make sure that everybody has a good Christmas or good holiday season. So some of the families bring in their own presents and we hand those out, but for the families or for the residents that don't have family and people around that care about them.
Columbia Crest houses between 70 and 80 short-term rehabilitation patients as well as long-term care for the aging. I'm Jeff Chu for Ifiber One News.
In Quincy, people celebrated an old-fashioned Christmas at the Ryman Simmons House put on by the Quincy Valley Historical Society. Reporter Cameron Probert was there and has that story.
And with the tolling of the bell in Quincy's first church, Quincy Valley Historical Society began its annual celebration of Christmas Saturday night. The Society's old-fashioned Christmas celebration combined the history of the city with traditional Christmas carols and a church service, allowing families to learn more about the area while celebrating the holiday. Harry Weber, Society member, said the event is one of the most important times for her in the season. She told the crowd to pretend it was 1904 after the church was built.
If it was 1904, we would be here with Samuel and Catherine Ryman and their friends and family. They had just moved into the house next door in 1904, coming here as German-Russian immigrants like so many in Quincy in those early days. And on Christmas Eve, through the cold and chilly winds, they came with horse-drawn sleigh, if there was snow, to this church. As good Lutherans, they celebrated this most sacred of holidays by inviting family and friends to their home, filled with the smells of wonderful baked delights and the sound of singing and laughter.
The immigrants who settled the area marked the holidays through several traditions, including Advent calendars and cutting down a Tannenbaum, or Christ tree. The Historical Society recreated the tree complete with candles lit during the celebration. The event also included a history of the Pioneer Church, which was the first church built in the city, a reading of a Bible story, and a reading of The Night Before Christmas. Weber said the event is a special combination of historical tradition and worship service.
It is very special for the community. It allows us to use this pioneer church. We started in the house though. The Ryman family who built the house and were some of the charter members of this church, Christmas was really an important celebration for them. And they love to have family and friends in. And so we just thought that this would be a good time to honor that in their family and in this church by inviting the community in to have a very simple, acoustic, meaningful service for Christmas.
The event attracts people year after year. For Ifiber One News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grand County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
And we will be right back after this.